Hi, Michael.
Hello, mate.
Um,
How you doing?
you've played in the two recent Pro Tours, but I know a few weeks ago you had an injury. How is that injury? You said it wasn't 100%, but you are pain-free. Is that still the case?
I'm pain-free now. Of course, it's still a little bit stiff, but it's not that it affects my dart. I think. I think it doesn't. I think it's just me having the wrong arm. I think I need to buy a new one.
Is that a concern that the form recently?
Nah, nah, nah. I think till a few weeks ago, I think I played some lovely games with some good averages. Or only, yeah, this didn't really help. Came at the wrong moment, and that doesn't, yeah, wasn't, yeah, didn't come in the right place. But it is what it is. You have to deal with the circumstances, and I need to make sure I'm on top of things. And uh, I still have the fire in my belly. If it and it still does something with me. Do you know what I mean? I still get the anger is still there when you don't perform 100%. I think that's a good thing because from down, I think that's yeah, still a lot to fight and to work for.
This is your 13th Premier League campaign. How would you compare the quality this year to the previous tournaments that you've played in?
What do you mean?
So this is your 13th Premier League. How would
Yeah,
you compare the quality of this tournament to the other ones that you've played in previous
but
years?
previous year. Uh, ooh, if you just look to my performances, I still have a tournament average of 98. I think 1 year in the Corona period, I think that was my worst one ever. But this, of course, I could have had a few more points, I think, but that's not the situation. You have to look to the facts, what's going on now, and where you stand on what happened. And it is when you're facing the past, you're with the back against the future, and then that doesn't. You have to look to the future, in my opinion.
Cheers, Michael. Good luck for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, we've seen you doing things recently that I've never seen you do, changing darts mid-game.
I
And
did that for a reason. I did that for a reason, just not because I want, just to get my mind off other things. Because when you think you're thinking a little bit when you're not performing 100%, it's not there. I just thought, hey, not that I'm going to play with a different set of darts, just get that edge off. Not busy. Hey, how am I standing? What am I doing? The how do I say it in the right words? When you're not comfortable 100% enough, it's sometimes a nice thing, but it didn't work out the way I wanted to. But I still won a few games. Of course, I didn't do what I wanted to do and didn't play good enough. Of course, I had one okay game, 100 plus average, but overall, the last few days wasn't good enough. But still, after last week, I'm glad I can play darts again, and I think that's the biggest plus at the moment.
for the best part of 10 years, we've seen you make this game look effortless, almost like boring at times because you just kept hitting everything. Yet the last 2 years, you just can't seem to find the answer of consistency. Is it frustrating you now that you can't find this little element that is missing?
Yeah, of course, it's not the most pleasant moment in my career if you look to that perspective, but I never give up. I'm gonna fight for everything, and I know it's still there. I know the talent you don't lose like that. You know what I mean? But of course, you need to uh, keep hold of your own belief, and as long as you can do that, I think there's still a lot possible. And if you, of course, last year, and what you said, the last 2 years, I'm not consistent enough. I won absolutely nothing, and I still, if you look to the ranking, I won uh, after the two looks the most prize money. So in that perspective, I didn't do too bad. But for my what I've got in my tank, it's underperforming. Simple as that.
A lot's been made about your throw, and I know you've spoken about it in recent interviews in Holland and that as well. And I appreciate everyone's throw does have this evolution. But are you trying to go back to the old throw at all, or are
Not
you
po-
working with this one?
it's not possible. It's
Is
not
that because of
possible.
the injury and so on that you had
Maybe
before?
I don't know, but it's not possible. So that's easy. That's an easy one to skip away. It's the way how I used to throw with my finger up there. I can't even throw like that anymore. I
We're,
can't even throw that. My darts go all over the place. A bit like now, but different.
we're 10 weeks in and you haven't won a Premier League night. You're outside the top four. This is uncharted territory as those weeks are now running out before the O2.
Oh, that's now I need to come with an answer, isn't it? I need to come and quick because the Premier League doesn't wait for anyone. You have to move on. And of course, last week when I had to pull out, I could not throw a dart. So then the 6-0 doesn't really help, but it is what it is.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Michael, can you take any confidence from your record of reaching the playoffs in previous years?
100%. I still believe I can make the top four. 100%. But you have to perform. You have to win points, and that's the only thing you can do.
How important are things like the Pro Tour going to be to get you back to playing your best
It's
darts?
it's not only the Pro Tour, it's the Euro Tour. It's everything combined has to fall in place, and yeah, you need to make sure you grab it with both hands, and I'm willing to do that. And as long as I've got the fire in my belly to perform, I think that's the thing where you need to make sure you keep doing.
With the amount of tournaments in the schedule now, and obviously the injury that you've been suffering with, how much are you going to have to manage your schedule between now and the busy back end of the year?
A lot, yeah, but everyone has to manage it. And I've been managing it for the last 12, 13 years, but that's the way how darts is. And how more busy it gets, how more you have to manage. And I got good people around me to help me with that as well. But like now, um, of course, I couldn't play a reset because of the injury. But then on the other hand, I was thinking, hey, I rang the tournament director. I said, can I play in Graz? Because I pulled out, of course, because I wasn't going to play that. He said, no, the qualifier already been done. So then I'm thinking, what's the point of pulling out so early in front of a year or two when things like this can happen, unfortunately? Do you know what I mean? So I have to think about things like that in the future, and I need to make sure I do the right thing for myself.
Luke Humphreys made some comments a couple of weeks ago about the sort of mental stresses that come with playing darts and the amount of traveling and away from family. Can you
100%.
sympathize with them?
But I've been doing that for the last 12, 13, 14 years, so it doesn't really bother me. That's the least of my worries to worry about how many minutes I'm off home. I'm always off home, so I'm used to it.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Hi, Michael. Obviously, a big night for you on home soil in Rotterdam. Do you always feel an added sense of expectation and pressure when this night comes around?
100% is always more expected from me. Maybe not now, I don't know, because it would be really weird from all them fans for them to expect me to win. Do you know what I mean? After the last few weeks, but uh, I still believe in myself. So you never know, and you know how quick it cannot turn your side. Also, quickly can turn your side. You know what I mean? So I need to make sure I keep grafting and keep try to do as good as possible for myself.
I know last year for yourself and a few other players in Rotterdam, the conditions on stage weren't ideal. There was a bit of a breeze. Are you hopeful that's not going to be an issue this time around and
Uh,
you can perform to your optimum?
After last year, I had a good chat with my porter about this. Of course, in my opinion, of course, I think it took too long, but they couldn't put their finger on it, why it's like this. So they took some, they, how do I say it? They did something against it. They make big curtains towards in between because there's this arena split in two sides, the bottom one and the upper one, and in between is a big, yeah, you can feel the draft towards it, but they're closing off one side. The hope it's going away, but at least they're doing something against it. Sometimes you can't put your finger on it as well. Do you know what I mean? It's tough. But at least they're working on it.
And in terms of your own game, like, how close do you feel you are to finding that spark again? And could this be the perfect night and the
If
perfect
you, if
time for
you,
you to find
if
it?
you ask me, if you asked me 3, 4 weeks ago, I would say I'm not too far. I'm like a few percentage off what I'm capable of doing. But now I've been pushed back like 5, 6, 7%, I think. So I need to make sure I'm grafting harder and to make sure I get it back in my pocket to make sure I'm strong on the dartboard and I throw more freely.
Perfect. Thanks, Michael. Okay.
You're welcome.
Michael, we obviously had the announcement of the World Championship money as well going up for this year, £1 million for the winner. Next year, £25 million in prize money in total. What was your reaction to that?
I think the PDC did really well to make this happen. I think it's a dream for everyone, and yeah, the only thing you can do is perform. That's the only thing. But darts is getting more popular all around the world, and I think the PDC and Sky did a really good job to make that deal happen.
Do you think £1 million too much for the winner? That jump all at once, like doubling
Yeah,
it
no,
overnight?
it's if you ask me, it's not too much. Couldn't be. There's never too much money in darts. You know what I mean? But if you ask me the question, is it maybe too much for the ranking? I say yes. It's getting the ranking out of perspective, I think. But that's who am I to decide them rules?
Do you think they'll change the ranking system then based off of this?
I don't know. I know it's Barry's little thing to have a money ranking. So yeah, I think he did good for the sport. But I think yeah, we don't need it anymore. We're bigger than we don't have to show off anymore.
Cheers, Michael.
Well,